Matt from Musaic back here with another radar and laser job for you. This one's an OEM Stealth in a new Chevy Callaway Camaro ZL1. So let's go ahead and check it out. So in this system, we did the Uniden R9W concealed radar and laser defense system. This is going to consist of 4 front laser shifters, 1 front radar receiver, 2 rear laser shifters, and 1 rear radar receiver. So when you are in traffic and you're getting hit by one of 2 things, you're getting hit by radar or you're getting hit by laser or LiDAR. These are 2 different types of technology. Radar is radio waves. We are not jamming radar. We are only receiving radar. There's no need to jam radar. That's actually a federal offense and a felony. And with the radar receivers, we can pick up those radio waves from up to a mile away. So we can be alerted far in advance when there is radar in the area. It's going to let you know if it's the front, the rear, and obviously that signal is going to get progressively louder as we're driving closer to the source. When it comes with laser or LiDAR, you're pretty much screwed if you don't have any kind of shifters. Now, laser shifters are legal in most states, 39 to be exact, only 11 states where it is actually illegal. And with laser is light, so once you get hit with a laser gun, that cop is only shooting your vehicle and your vehicle only. So you have to basically disperse that signal from a selectable amount of time. You'll see later on in this video examples of this working in a real world scenario, so stay tuned for that. But these shifters are going to have a transmit and a receive on both sides, right? So there's 4 front shifters, and if you come a little bit closer, you can actually see how stealthed these are into the vehicle. So something a little bit different about us is we will 3D scan the whole front end of the vehicle, and we'll develop these pods here. So these load right into these factory openings, which the openings were a lot like what you see down here. We have a send and a receive Uniden R9 shifters in here on both sides, and these are basically going to disperse the signal if we are getting hit by LiDAR. It's going to notify us inside the car, and it's going to protect us and give us enough time to slow down to the speed limit. That way the cop can get a reading within enough time of us coming and approaching that cop. And you'll see that again later on in this video. Our front radar receiver is right here behind the bumper. That can transmit through the physical plastic. It does not have to be on the outmost side of the vehicle. The laser shifters, though, we do use a very special piece of acrylic in order for the light to transmit through. It's actually IR acrylic. It's the same material that's used on the face of the sensor. That is allowing the light to come through the plastic, but also not allowing you to physically see the sensors on the car. So if you were using this in a state where it is illegal, obviously there's nothing that you could see on the car that would say that there's a system installed in this. But in most cases, most people go with the stealth install just because it looks like a factory piece of the vehicle. Now the rear concept, exactly the same as the front. It's always a little bit more challenging in the rear just because of the space that is involved. Rear radar receiver is going to be right here behind the bumper. Again, that is receiving signal through this bumper on the back side. We have a front and rear radar receiver because that's going to let us know where the radar threat is coming from. Again, we have our rear laser shifters, the 2 back here. And the reason we do 2 shifters in the back and 4 in the front is the most important place where you're generally always going to get hit. It's pretty rare to get hit in the rear unless you are in Canada where they have a lot of Dragon Eye cameras on overpasses. But here in the States, the rear is pretty rare just because of what it takes to make that happen. 4 in the front, 2 in the rear, but as you will see in the testing video, the 2 held up against Dragon Eye all day from the rear. So again, stay tuned for that. Now if you come in a little closer, you'll see the 2 shifters in the rear, same concept. We 3D scanned the whole rear bumper and allowed us to create these 3D printed pods that perfectly fit in. They are completely color matched to the vehicle, loaded with that IR acrylic. So again, the rear of this thing looks like a factory component. All right, so inside the car, every car is going to be a little bit different. It always presents a fun challenge, but it's how are we going to stealth the display into the vehicle's interior? In the case of the Camaro, there's a really cool spot up here over the gauge cluster. We built this 3D printed pod here. And again, the face is finished off with smoked acrylic. So if I kill power to the system, that goes completely stealth, completely dark, and it looks like a factory component within the vehicle. There is no trace that anything is installed in this vehicle. Now, if I reboot the power, you see everything kick back on here.
X band, K band, KA band, laser, GPS connected.
And you just heard that, GPS connected. One of the really cool things about the modern day radar and laser systems is the fact that it has GPS. So if you're driving around and you're passing a your speed is sign that, let's just say it's temporary and it's put on the side of the road, the first few times that you drive by that sign, it will obviously alert you. But as you drive by it, let's say the third time, it knows that this is a false at this GPS location for this exact frequency. So it'll start auto-mute memorying the threats in that case. So as you start driving around, your commute is going to be very silent. So anytime this is actually going off and alerting you, you know, hey, there's most likely a threat up here in front of me. It also uses the GPS to alert you as you're coming up to a red light camera, a speed light camera, and it'll tell you exactly the distance of the speed light camera. It knows how fast you're going because it has GPS, and it knows how fast the speed light camera is going to activate or give you a ticket. So it'll let you know if you're doing over speed over the speed light camera, and it's going to say, hey, slow down 800 feet. There's a speed light camera here. So that's how this system is going to protect you against the speed light cameras. Now, you've seen the display. The controller is always just as fun to incorporate in down here underneath this. So we also did an audio system in this, which there'll be a separate video on, but we made this whole pod here, again, 3D scanned, 3D printed. And then we have our controller here for our R9 system. So we can set everything up. We can keep this off. Let's just say for whatever reason we wanted to conceal the system, there are embedded magnets into this, and we can just have that go right back there. And again, everything looks like it's a factory component. So that's how all of this stuff is going to integrate into your car. Every car is, again, going to present its own challenges to give that really factory feel approach. But this is how we always tackle this category and make it look as OEM as possible in any car that is given to us. So now, without further ado, let's see how this thing tested. All right, this is going to be Dragon Eye Compact from the front, unlimited jamming. Again, just to show performance all the way up to the gun. You can hear it's trying to get a lock. You can hear it's trying. It's doing awesome. There's 4 sensors in the front of this thing. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Jammed all the way up to the gun. Flawless. Flawless. All right, this is going to be unlimited jamming from the rear with Dragon Eye Compact. So we're trying to hope this jams all the way up to the gun, which you can hear it's trying to get a lock, and it cannot get a lock. So it just shows you how powerful 2 sensors are in the rear of this thing. Fantastic. It's going to be Dragon Eye full size from the front, unlimited jamming. It's absolutely nothing. You can hear it's clicking. You hear a totally different sound if I did get a hit. Trying to hit the headlights, upper windshield, pillars. And I mean, again, that is all the way up to the gun. Perfect performance. Again, you're not going to drive around like this and use it like this, but again, this is just showing you performance all the way up to the gun and how powerful this system is against the best gun on the market. It's going to be Dragon Eye full size from the rear, unlimited jamming. Again, we're going to hope to jam all the way up to the gun. You can hear it's trying. And absolutely nothing. Perfect. All right, this is going to be jamming to kill or timed jamming. This is how you're typically going to drive around. It's going to kill the signal for about 4 seconds and then allow me to get a hit. So right when the system receives its first alert, it's going to give me buffer time. So right there, you see I got 58 miles an hour. It gave him 4 seconds to slow down. I get a reading. He's still super far away. I got a hit at 1,300 feet away. He's still super far away. I get my speed, and I don't assume anything's on the car, right? So if I shot another car coming down there right now, it would take a few seconds on average in order to get a reading. Every car's reflections are going to be a little bit different. The weather is also going to make an impact on how quickly I get a signal. The distance is going to give a buffer time on, you know, how long it takes to get a signal. So a few seconds to not get a signal is not out of the ordinary. Shooting the car from the rear, time jamming. So 3 seconds in that case to slow down. He has it set to either 3 or 4 seconds. But I got my speed 50 miles an hour. After 3 seconds, he gets notified. He then has the ability to slow down, and I get a reading of him doing the speed limit. So that's how the system is going to work, and that's how the system is going to defend you in a real world scenario. A lot of people are always like, well, what? Obviously the cop's not going to get a signal. He's going to know something's on the car. He's getting a signal. Your reading, your actual reading of you doing the speed limit, as long as you slow down in that small amount of time. So again, that's how the system is going to protect you against laser/LiDAR. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching the video. If this is the first video that you're seeing us do, make sure you follow our YouTube, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that alert bell letting you know anytime we drop a new video. Obviously leave a comment, help that algorithm the best you can, that way it helps us. So if this is the first video you're seeing us do, and you want to see all the other radar laser jobs that we've done, check out our website, musaicdesign.com/radar. You're going to find all the build logs, all the write-ups, all the different vehicles that we've ever done and how we've integrated into those vehicles. So if you don't have a Camaro, you have a BMW X6, you want to see what we did in that, go ahead, follow us over there and see how we did this in that type of car. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. We'll drop a lot of videos on here well before they make it out to YouTube. Also check us out on Instagram, same thing with Instagram Reels. We'll drop a lot of videos on there before they make it out to YouTube. If you want to contact me for a job, here's my phone number followed by my email address. These are the 2 best points of contact for me. And like always guys, I appreciate the feedback, appreciate the follow, and
until next time, peace.